Hello and welcome back, and today we have The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. This is one of the best books out there on habits. You have many books on habits, The Power of Habit, Many Habits, Atomic Habits. What else? You have a lot of books on habits. Why habits are very important. We've talked before on the importance of systems. So for many people, they want to achieve a goal. And for them, the goal is only achievement, is only something you reach, is an event. But that is not the way you achieve a goal. The way to achieve a goal is to have a system, right? Let's say, for example, your goal is to learn a language or to start a project. So I want to start my project and it's about teaching languages. I always mention these two things because they are something, that hits home my reality. So what do? I want to start this project. One day I'm going to start it, and that never happens because I have to have a system for it to be started. I have to learn this language myself, and I have to learn how to start a project, business creation and business and value delivery and so on, and marketing. And then I have to have communication and to have networking. So all this comes with habits and comes with systems. And this book is one of the best out there to help you develop your habits. All right? So every habit goes through three things: a cue and a routine and a reward. Cue, routine, reward. Anything you want to do is triggered by a cue, something you watch. For example, I want to develop the habits of going to the gym and exercising. The cue is I see my gym clothes, my bag, my sneakers, and that tells me that I gotta go to the gym right now. The routine is going to the gym and actually exercising, and the reward is what I get after working out. Because my brain does not like to acquire something new. Your brain always wants you to relax, wants you to survive, doesn't want you to exert any effort onto doing anything new. So you have to make it a habit, all right? Forget about motivation and power and all this shenanigans. It does not work. Routines and systems work. As they say, goals are for losers and systems are for winners. So develop your system. Have a cue, have a routine, and have a reward. So let's try another thing, another goal. Let's say, for example, I'm working on my project. The cue for me is to watch my laptop and bring my tea and so on. This is my cue. I watch my laptop and I bring the setup. That means I'm going to work on my project. The routine is working on the project, and the reward after I work, I go for a meal, all right, or something nice. I also have something I want to make as a routine, which is uploading a podcast, summarizing a book every day, so which is something that I'm doing right now. The cue for me is to bring the mic. Yes, I got a new mic. Thank you very much. And then I get the mic and I get the phone and I start recording it. That's the cue for me, is the time of the recording, the time of uploading the podcast. And then the routine is for me to record the podcast and then making a poster for it and then upload it. The reward for me is, I don't know, actually, I did not think about this. So I got to find something that makes me continue. If I don't get a reward from doing something, I'm not going to continue doing it. So for me, the pleasure of achievement, if doing something every day, this is my reward, all right? And also the comments and interactions for people and motivation that I get from my family on doing something and so on. So find your cue, your reward, and your routine, of course, is the thing that you want to do. So, of course, that's easier said than done. But there are some things in between that can help you develop more habits. Not only developing habits, but breaking bad habits. So you have to find the pain point, the thing that you don't want to continue doing, because habits do not break easily. As they say, old habits die hard. So, for example, you want to quit smoking. You are not going to quit immediately, and you are not going to quit forever and thinking you are never going to come back. You have to replace that habit. So, for example, if you used to ride bicycles, right? You ride bicycles every day when you were young and so on. And then you stopped when you grew up for work or whatever. And then you came back one day wanting to ride a bike. Would you be able to? Of course you would. It's something that you used to do. Your body is used to it and so on. The same thing happens for bad and good habits. You have something known as muscle mind memory, right? Your body, your brain remembers that habit. So replace it with something healthy. Right? Replace the bad habits with something healthy. So if you go through the three steps, the cue, the reward, the routine, or the cue, the routine, the reward. If you want to develop good habit, make the cue very obvious, something clear, make it easy for you. If you want to exercise, for example, prepare your shoes and your bag and your clothes and your water, whatever. Prepare everything, make it easy and clear and obvious for you so that you go immediately to the gym. And if you want to break a bad habit, make the cue invisible, that you don't see. make the cue hidden, all right? Don't show it for yourself so that you don't see it. Try to avoid it, try to change your place and so on. The next thing is the routine itself. Try to make the routine a challenge. Try to add something, as they say, progressive overload, which is trying to, if you are exercising, for example, try to add weight every now and then so that challenges yourself and adds, not pressure, but adds fun to you. Make it as a game. And looking at the routine of the bad habit, make the routine painful, make it something tough, and make punishments for yourself when you're doing it so that it becomes difficult for your brain to like it. The last thing is the reward, all right? As we said, if you want to develop good habits, make a reward that your brain likes it, like food or whatever, and make a punishment for the habits that you want to break, all right? And habits can be developed, and cues can be developed by many things like location and time and emotion and other things. So find the thing that pushes you to develop good habits. Habits also cannot or should not be done all at the same time. So I want to exercise and I want to learn a language and I want to start a project and these are too much for your brain to handle at the same time. So try to do your habits not at the same time, but after one another. So develop, for example, working out, and then after you make it a habit easy for you for a couple of months, start making meditation and start working on a project. Just do them one after the other, not at the same time, unless they are habits that coincide together. Like, for example, working out and eating healthy and meditating. If you can do them, or sleeping healthy, right? If you can do them at the same time, they can help each other, all right? That they can collaborate. So don't think of doing a lot at the same time unless they help you doing them at the same time, all right? One last thing. Habits are not easy to develop, but they are worth it on the long run. So you don't develop habits because you want to get rid of something and you don't want to think about it. But habits are for you to maintain on the long run, right? Your life is built upon habits. Most of the decisions that you make every day, you are making hundreds of decisions every day, and you are doing them subconsciously without thinking. You want to think, you want to take the steering wheel of your life. So how long will it take for me to develop a habit? Some people say 90 days, some people say 6 months, some people say a year. So break it into 90 days. I think it's a good threshold. And then start adding on these habits. The power of habit is a very, very important and prolific thing that helps you achieve a lot of things. So find the things that you want to do in your life and find a connection, find a habit that leads you to this thing. Then this is the last thing that I'm going to leave you with. What does that mean? If you want to, for example, to travel, all right, this is a goal. What is the habit that if you do every day will take you to travel? Let's think together. So in order for me to travel, I have to have a lot of money. Or I have to have a skill, something so valuable, and it's required in many countries. And in order for me to have money or a skill, I have to learn. In order for me to learn, I have to study every day or take a course and so on. So my routine to travel is to study every day, to acquire a language or a skill. So find a link between your goal and between your habit, which is going to make it closer for you and more realistic. All right, that was the power of habit. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.